Hello, everybody. My name is Victor, and I'm an alcoholic. My sobriety date is August 19 of 2014. I was born in Mexico, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. And I've been living here in the U.S. since I was 19. It's a really long time. I've been living more my life here than in Mexico now. I'm older, 44 years old, and I've been in the grips for 9 years, almost 10 years, and I want to share my story with you guys. I didn't know what alcoholism was. Where I come from, drinking is normal. We see that as a social stuff. You know, in Mexico, everybody's drinking, everybody's partying. I remember my family celebrate everything, you know. Anything was a good reason to start drinking and to have a party. And, you know, I thought that was a social life. I thought that was really cool. You know, our family gets together, having all my uncles, my aunts, my grandma even was there, and everybody got together, you know, to celebrate stuff. So I thought that was really normal. When I was little, I remember seeing my uncle giving little sips of beer to my cousin. He was like 6 years old, and everybody was laughing. So for me, it was like a normal life. Drinking was part actually of my life, I guess, and I thought I seen it like it was part of what we are, you know. And I remember later when I was like 13 years old, 13, 14, I remember I was like, man, I want to grow because I want to drink beer, you know, because I thought that was like a man stuff, you know, like it's going to make me feel like I'm a man, like I was realized, like I was a big boy, you know, like it was my right to drink, you know, like it was something that adult people will do it. And actually, when I was 19, my uncle told me, Victor, why don't you come to the U.S.? You're a good jeweler, because that's my profession. He's like, why don't you come to the U.S.? It's really cool. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. Come over here, work with me, because he was working for a store. So I was like, okay, cool. And I came to America, and I was like, I was living the dream. I was living the dream when I came to America. And I started drinking again. Remember, I started drinking again. I was thinking to stop drinking, to start saving money, and you know, to start doing a new life. I thought I can stop drinking whenever I want, and I thought I can control my drinking. I thought it was I thought it was my decision when to stop drinking and when not to drink. I didn't know I was sick. I was sick, that I have alcoholism, that that I have an alcoholic mind, that my thinking wasn't right, that I didn't have the power to stop drinking, and I couldn't control my drinking, the way I drink. I didn't know that, so I was promising, and I remember keep drinking, and I was like, oh, it should be fine. And when I was 24 years old, I got married. When I told the mom of my kids, of my wife, when I proposed her, I was drunk. I remember I was drunk. I remember going to her, feeling, you know, the buzz, and I was feeling, you know, happy and man, like I used to call it. And I was like feeling like I'm a big boy, you know. And I remember coming to her and I said, hey, do you want to marry me? And I remember I was drunk. I had the courage. When I was drunk, I got the courage to ask her if she wants to marry me. And I remember, she said, she see that as normal too. She also comes from family that drinks a lot, so it was really normal for both of us. So, but then we have a kid. I remember she told me she was pregnant, and I remember that day that I said, I'm going to stop drinking because I want to be a good father and I want to be a good husband. So I'm going to stop drinking. I'm not going to drink anymore. I'm just going to put the bottle on the side and I'm just going to be a good father. And I really meant it. I really meant that, you know. I said it because I really wanted to do it, though. I didn't know it wasn't me. I was not going to be able to. But I was so convinced that I can stop drinking that I'm like, I believe it in my heart. I'm like, I'm gonna stop drinking. I gotta be the best father ever. I gotta be nice with my daughter. I gotta take care of my family. I gotta be a good man, and I always wanted to be, but I didn't know I couldn't. In the next holiday, I found myself drinking. My wife was pregnant, and I found myself drinking. Then we have another kid, but my thinking changed. Um, I remember when she told me she was pregnant with my second kid, I was celebrating, and then when she told me it was a boy, I was drinking even more. I was feeling the proud dad. I'm a proud father. I have a kid. He's gonna carry my last name, and that was the first things got in my head. I was like, no, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna have another kid, and it's gonna be a boy like me, and that's what I was thinking. But I couldn't control the way I was drinking. It got out of hands. I'm drinking more and more and more. And then I found myself really sick. I felt this hangover. It was bad. It was bad. I was feeling so bad. And I told my wife, hey, I'm not feeling well. She told me, go to the doctor. This is this clinic. You should go there. So I went up there. And I smell, I think I smell beer, like I was a hangover for a couple days. Ugh. I don't miss those days. And I remember going to the doctor, and this doctor saw me, and she's like, I think she could smell me from a few feet away, and she's like, I'm sorry, we don't treat mental issues here. And that struck my head. I was like, what? And she's like, I'm sorry, we don't treat mental issues here. What you have is now physical. And I was like, I was so surprised. I was stunned. I was like, huh? She's like, you got to go to the hospital. You got to see a psychiatrist or psychologist. You got to go there. We're not able here. We're not going to be able to treat you here. And I remember this psychologist talked to me and said, you got to go to an AA meeting. You had to know about alcoholism. And it was really hard. It was not easy. Because all my life I was thinking drinking is a normal thing. It's a right. So when this lady told me to go to AA meeting, I was like, I thought AA meeting was for people that is living in the streets and lost everything. Different persons. Not me. I have a family. I have a house. I have a 2-car in the garage, like the first step says. So I thought that make me not qualify for being alcoholic. But oh Lord, I was wrong. I started hanging around, and it took me 8 months to realize that I'm an alcoholic. And I am an alcoholic. I don't drink. And I'm okay with that. I've been building my life back on the program. I feel happy. I have a sponsor. I have service. I love to do service. I like Ikipa. I just went to Austin for this Ikipa International Convention of Young People in AA, and it was amazing. Seeing all these people sober, enjoying life without drinking, it just made me love AA more. And I don't drink anymore. I love my kids. Now I feel like I'm the father that I always wanted to be. With the principles of AA, that make me feel better, have a better character. Being there for my kids, for my family, and also be responsible at work. And be part of these communities is just amazing. Thank you.